back to the Preacher and the Prodigy, week 5 of our 2024 season. After a good week 4, in terms of my picks at least, but maybe not in terms of upsets. It was mostly chalk.
It was really chalky. I think one upset in the top 25. So it was
So it was a week that went according to the script, but we may have some chaos ahead of us here in week 5 as we get closer and closer to the halfway point of the season.
Already.
Yeah. This is a season in which the Heisman frontrunner, according to Vegas odds, is Michael Penix, quarterback, University of Washington. All right, let's pick 5 games against the spread as we always do. Game number 1.
Yeah. All right, sure. Game number 1. This is a Friday night game. Number 10 Utah on the road at 19 Oregon State. Despite the loss last week, Beavers are favored by 4.5.
What do we know about Cam Rising? That's got to be picking him not to play. Right?
I don't think he's gonna play. This line grew in favor of the Beavers recently. I think I'm gonna take Oregon State here.
You think Oregon State wins by 5 or more?
Correct. I think Oregon State, when Utah is away from home, they are not the same team. And I don't know. Night game, Friday night. I think Oregon State is gonna have it.
Why does Friday make a difference?
All I know is it's not in Rice-Eccles Stadium.
Give me the Utes. I'll take the Utes on the road to cover here. I don't know who's going to win the game, but I like Utah overall as a team. I think Oregon State, we love our boy Martinez at tailback, but I'm going to take the Utes just to be different. Give me Kyle Whittingham rather on the road.
All right, we disagree. Game number 2, big noon kickoff for the millionth time is heading to Boulder, Colorado. USC on the road. Trojans are favored by 21. I think this is the same line as Oregon was last week when they beat the crap out of Colorado. Mm-hmm. Noon or 11 o'clock kickoff. I don't know. What about you?
My turn to go first?
Yeah.
Obviously Colorado came crashing down to earth last weekend in Eugene, Oregon. Are they the team that lost like that to the Ducks, or are they the team that beat TCU on the road? I don't know. Give me USC. I'm going to take Caleb Williams and the explosive offense of the Trojans on the road. I could see this being a 49-21 type game. I just don't think Colorado is going to be able to stop USC on very many drives. And I think that the number of possessions obviously plays when you're talking about a 21-point spread. But I'm going to go with the Heisman Trophy winner. I'm going to go with Lincoln Riley. I'm going to take USC on the road to cover a big number. Yeah. I don't feel great about it, but because I know Boulder will be hyped. A lot of big-time recruits, I think, coming in for this game. Bryce Hunter will be there among them. I'm going to still go with the Trojans. Fight on.
Yeah, I think I agree with you. Although this is going to be a lot closer of a game than it was in Eugene because Oregon just had complete control over the entire game. I think Colorado puts up a bit more of a fight. But again, Caleb Williams is going to be too much for that defense to stop. I see USC winning this game somewhere along the lines of, somewhere 14 to maybe... I don't know.
If it was 14, 45. You should take the Buffs.
No. I mean, Buffs scored 14.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as the home
final. Okay.
So, I don't see enough for Colorado to
If I give you 45 points as the over-under for the Trojans on the day, what are you taking?
I don't know. It depends whether USC decides to keep firing shots, late into the third quarter, or whether or not they decide to run the ball, because they definitely can score 45 on
I think they do, because I think this factors into recruiting. And I think we saw this with Dan Lanning's speech. I think that Deion Sanders is annoying these people on the recruiting trail, and I think they're trying to restore order. So I think that Lincoln Riley and that USC offense will keep firing missiles down the field. So that's what I'm going to take USC to cover a huge number.
All right, we agree on this one. Number 3, one of the very few top 25 ranked versus ranked matchups we have. Kansas Jayhawks, your Kansas Jayhawks.
Rockety chockety.
On the road down south in Austin, Texas, versus the Longhorns.
What is it, 17? What's the line on this?
16. 16.
Okay.
Horns are favored. Afternoon matchup. I don't know. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I can definitely see this one.
You got to go Texas, and I have to go Kansas
Yeah,
based on our preseason picks.
Yeah. I'll take Texas. But I definitely think that there will be lots of shots fired. But in the end, Texas will be the better team. Quinn Ewers is the better quarterback, as much as you'd like to disagree with Jalen Daniels. I see Texas winning this game somewhere 48 to 28. You know, a lot of offense, but Horns are too much.
Give me the Jayhawks. I'm gonna ride the pony that I came in on with Kansas and the Lance Leipold Express. This was 2 years ago. Kansas won in overtime.
Yeah,
right?
that
and
was crazy.
Quadruple overtime. I can't remember. In overtime at least. Down in Austin, and Texas is a much better team since then. But I also think Kansas is a much better team since then as well. So I'll take Texas to win the game. I think it could be a 34-24 type game, which means that the Jayhawks cover. I'm going to continue to ride with Kansas, who I picked to be in the top 10 at the end of the year.
All right. Game number 4, a night game, 5 o'clock in Mississippi, visiting LSU Tigers, fighting Brian Kelly. Going on the road to Lane Kiffin's Ole Miss Rebels. Tigers are road favorites by 2.5 points. In the night game.
LSU pretty much took care of Clang the Bulldogs, a couple of weeks ago in a game that people thought would be closer.
Well, they had a tough time getting past Arkansas last week.
They did. I did. You didn't let me finish. So LSU has been up and down. Are they the team that was a preseason top 10 team, or are they maybe a couple of years away with Brian Kelly? So who goes first on this one? I'm going to take the Rebs. You took the Rebs against Alabama. They didn't look as good down in Tuscaloosa, but at home, this is one of those deep South matchups where the crowd could play a big factor. Obviously, I'm taking LSU and Baton Rouge, but do I think that Ole Miss can stay within a field goal? I do. Give me fighting Joey Freshwaters. Give me Lane Kiffin and those Ole Miss Rebs. I think they win the game. I think the offensive firepower of Ole Miss.
Yeah, well, you say offensive firepower.
They haven't shown it a lot.
Yeah, they scored 10 points last week.
Yeah, right. Against Bama in Tuscaloosa, which is obviously
really hard. But I don't really know what to pick. I think that LSU neutral field will win this game, but I'll agree with you. I think I'm going to take Ole Miss. Yeah, I think a bounce back game will happen.
Yep.
Score more points, make Lane Kiffin happy. Upset at home.
Okay.
We agree. Last game, College Game Day is heading for the first time ever to Duke.
I love it.
To Duke, hosting.
Go to Durham. It probably never happen again.
It probably won't, but Mike Elko's got his team ready to go. They are hosting the Notre Dame Fighting Irish after a really sloppy loss to Ohio State last week.
And embarrassing in many ways.
Yeah,
at the end of the game.
It was a
great game, but people are only going to remember 10 men on the field for the final 2 plays.
And Ryan Day's post-game speech.
Right, and the anti-Luke Holtz rant. But
let's be honest, he was only mad about Michigan. But still, Notre Dame, night game, road favorites by 5.5. I don't know.
You know what? I'm going Irish. I'm going to take Notre Dame in this one. I think Duke had a great opening to the season. I think down to down, player to player, Notre Dame can win this game by a touchdown. I think Notre Dame's fans will travel well. They're a national brand. I don't think that there's a great home field advantage to be playing at Duke. It's not like you're playing in Death Valley or playing in Kinnick Stadium or anything like that. I think Notre Dame fans will flood the place. I'm going to take the Irish in a bounce-back game. I don't think they'll let Ohio State beat them twice. I'll take Notre Dame to win by a touchdown.
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with you too, again. I see Duke was one of the few teams to win every game by 14 points, like one of 8 teams so far this year to win every game by 2 touchdowns, mostly because they haven't really played anybody, but most of their games have also been at home. Now, Notre Dame being as big of a, like you said, as big of a brand they are, having the better quarterback, the better running back, just better
quarterback.
Better quarterback. Sam, you're gonna argue with me that Sam Hartman, that Riley Leonard is a better quarterback than Sam.
Riley Leonard's going to be a better pro quarterback. I'll agree with you. That's probably at the college level. He's played 53 games, I think.
Yeah, here and now, Sam Hartman is the better quarterback, even in a road environment. I'm gonna take Notre Dame to win this one again by 7 to 10 points.
Okay.
Just overall having the better team, and Mike Elko's proud of his players. I'm glad that they're doing this good early, but Notre Dame is just the bigger dog.
And part of the reason I'm picking Notre Dame to win is because I want Duke to win. And I don't think it'll happen. I think that karma will not allow Notre Dame to go on the road and lose to Duke. So I'm going to take Notre Dame.
All right.
Anything else across the college football landscape you'll be looking at this weekend?
What's our records? I think I'm one game behind you.
I went 4-1 last week. I totally gacked along with Cade McNamara the Iowa Penn State game, but I got all the rest.
So I think, I'm about 500, and you're a little over 500. What game was it? One game we had a tie. That was a push.
Right.
I can remember. I'm not sure.
And both of us would not have picked Michigan to cover last week, and they landed dead on the spread.
Right on Vegas. So
it's just everybody's having to adjust, including the bettors and the public, on these new clock rules. And I think that Vegas and the bettors will get better at moving some of those spreads down because of fewer possessions and fewer plays. Unless you're just a super up-tempo offense, like a Gus Malzahn offense or something like that, where you're just going to go with 25 seconds on the play clock every time, you're going to get fewer plays and fewer possessions. And
it stinks for us. Less football to watch, more commercials.
With that,
want to end on commercials?
Well, sponsored by the Home Depot. We'll wrap up week 5. I'm the Preacher.
I'm the Prodigy.
See you next week.
Peace.
Pax Romana.